There is a liquid that penetrates deep into wood grain, halts rot at the cellular level, repels moisture, and preserves structural integrity for decades, sometimes a century or more. No sanding, no staining, no annual recoating, just one application and the wood is sealed for life. Ancient shipbuilders knew this. Frontier homesteaders knew this. The U.S. military confirmed it in field tests before 1939. The EPA documented the mechanism in 1987. But today, the wood treatment and deck stain industry generates over $6.8 billion annually, selling you products that fail on purpose. Because a product that lasts forever cannot be sold twice. They did not bury this because it failed. They buried it because it worked too well. In 1200 BC, Phoenician shipbuilders soaked hull timber in pine resin. Their vessels outlasted untreated ships by decades in open salt water. In 793 AD, Norse shipwrights packed pine tar into every longship joint. Those ships crossed the North Atlantic and returned intact. In the 1700s, Appalachian settlers brushed boiled linseed oil onto cabin logs once and built structures still standing today. In Edo period Japan, carpenters combined charring with natural oil penetrants to preserve temple wood for 400 years. 4 civilizations, 4 continents, 1 discovery. That is not coincidence. That is wood chemistry waiting to be understood. For centuries, pine tar and raw linseed oil were freely available, openly taught, and passed down through every generation of builders, sailors, and homesteaders. Then, post-World War II, petrochemical corporations arrived with a radical and profitable new idea. What if you could sell people an expensive recurring solution to a problem their grandparents already solved for free with pressed flaxseed oil? They reformulated wood protection as a film-forming coating, one that bonds to the surface, not the wood itself, guaranteeing it would crack, peel, and need full replacement every 1 to 3 years. What cannot generate recurring revenue cannot be allowed to spread. Welcome to Forbidden Camping. I'm Hunter Lawson. If you're not subscribed yet, hit subscribe and the bell right now. This is where we dig up what the outdoor and survival industry spent decades trying to bury. Every video is a vault, and you just walked into one. The year is 793 AD. Somewhere along the jagged western coastline of Norway, the air smells of burning pine and cold salt water. A shipwright named Bjorn crouches beside a massive timber hull, slowly working a dark, thick liquid into every plank joint with a wooden paddle. The substance is pine tar, rendered over 3 days from the slow-burn kiln of Scots pine roots buried in the earth. It is black, sticky, and it stinks. Bjorn does not know what a cell wall is. He does not understand lignin matrices or polymerization chemistry. But he knows one thing with absolute certainty. Ships treated with this liquid come back. Ships without it do not. His longship will cross 3,000 miles of open North Atlantic Ocean. It will face 40-foot swells, saltwater saturation, and freezing ice spray that would destroy untreated timber within 2 seasons. The pine tar does not sit on top of the wood like a coat of paint. It sinks in. It fills the microscopic gaps between wood fibers. It becomes the wood. When archaeologists excavated the Oseberg ship in 1904, a Viking vessel buried in 834 AD, the pine tar-treated timber sections were still structurally coherent after more than 1,000 years underground. 1,000 years. Let that number sit for a moment. Now move forward 900 years. The year is 1743. Somewhere in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, a frontier carpenter named Samuel is building a barn that his grandchildren will still use. He is not working with store-bought sealants. There are no stores. He is working with a bucket of boiled linseed oil, pressed from flaxseed grown in his own field, heated slowly over a wood fire until it thins enough to absorb. He brushes it onto every exposed beam, every post base, every roof joist with a rag made from old clothing. The oil disappears into the grain within minutes. He does not apply a second coat for 3 years. He does not need to. Barns built using this exact method across Vermont, Pennsylvania, and Appalachia are still standing today, 150 to 200 years later, with their original timber intact. Not restored. Original. The USDA Forest Products Laboratory documented this method in technical bulletins as early as 1917, confirming that penetrating oil treatments extended structural timber lifespan by measurable decades compared to untreated and surface-coated wood. Now travel further east. The year is 1649. In Kyoto, Japan, a master carpenter is finishing the exterior pillars of a cedar temple using a technique called yakisugi, a combination of controlled surface charring and natural oil penetrant application. The charred layer creates a carbon barrier against insects and fungal rot. The oil penetrant behind it seals the cellular structure from moisture ingress. Several yakisugi-treated structures built during the Edo period are still standing in Japan today, nearly 400 years later, with no significant structural degradation. 3 men, 3 different centuries, 3 different continents, the Norse shipwright, the Appalachian barn builder, and the Japanese temple carpenter never shared a single conversation. They never read the same book. They never attended the same workshop. And yet they all arrived, independently, at the same conclusion. Penetrate the wood, do not coat it. Seal from the inside, not the outside. Stay with me, because what a German industrial chemist stumbles upon in 1939 changes everything we thought we knew about why this works at the molecular level. Before we go deeper, drop a comment right now. Have you ever used raw linseed oil or pine tar on wood before? Or did you just discover this today? First time or already new? That is all I need. Every comment tells me this knowledge still matters, and it helps this video reach the person sitting on a rotting deck right now who needs to see these numbers. The wood treatment industry counts on your silence. Your comment breaks it. Now stay here, because what comes next is the part the $6.8 billion industry really does not want you to see. The liquid is raw boiled linseed oil. It costs between $2 and $4 per application per board at any hardware store or farm supply. It has been commercially available without interruption for over 200 years. And the reason it works comes down to one word that the wood treatment industry has spent decades hoping you would never learn: polymerization. Here's exactly what happens when boiled linseed oil touches wood. Unlike commercial deck sealers, stains, and varnishes, which are film-forming coatings, BLO has a molecular weight small enough to enter wood cells directly through the lignin matrix. Lignin is the structural glue that holds wood fibers together. It is porous at the microscopic level, filled with tiny channels and cell walls that run the full length of every board. Commercial film formers cannot enter those channels. They are too large. So they sit on top of the wood and form a surface film. That film looks protective. It is not. It is a shell sitting on top of a living, breathing material that expands and contracts with every change in temperature and humidity. Within 12 to 24 months, that expansion and contraction cracks the film. Water enters through the cracks. The rot begins underneath, invisible, accelerating, while the surface still looks coated. BLO does the opposite. It enters the wood at the cellular level and then undergoes oxidative polymerization, a process triggered by exposure to oxygen in the air. The oil molecules cross-link inside the cell walls, forming a solid polymer network within the wood fiber itself. The wood does not have a coating on top of it. The wood itself has become the sealant. There is no film to crack. There is no surface to delaminate. There is no edge for moisture to penetrate beneath because the barrier exists inside the material, not on top of it. A 2003 study published in Wood Science and Technology confirmed that penetrating oil treatments reduced moisture uptake in pine timber by up to 73% compared to untreated controls, and outperformed several leading commercial film-forming sealers in long-term moisture resistance testing. 73% for a $2 to $4 treatment applied once. Here is the part that makes the science feel almost unbelievable. The polymerization process requires no heat, no UV lamp, no hardening catalyst, no mixing ratio. It is triggered entirely by oxygen exposure, meaning BLO cures itself inside the wood using nothing but air and time. You apply it, you walk away. The chemistry does the rest, autonomously, inside the fiber structure, for 24 to 72 hours. When it finishes, you have a wood section that has been fundamentally altered at the cellular level, not coated on the outside, That polymerization mechanism was formally documented in 1939 by German industrial chemists studying drying oils for industrial applications. The science was confirmed. The mechanism was understood. And then the post-war petrochemical industry pivoted toward film-forming synthetic coatings, not because they performed better, but because they could be patented, branded, and sold in recurring annual cycles. Let me state that comparison one more time so the numbers burn into your memory. $2 to $4 per treatment, one-time, deep cellular seal, effective for 10 to 25 years minimum, versus $40 to $80 per gallon of commercial deck sealer that film forms on the surface, cracks within 18 months, and must be fully stripped and reapplied every 1 to 3 years. The data does not lie, but the $6.8 billion industry desperately hopes you will never see these numbers. In 1917, the USDA Forest Products Laboratory published formal technical documentation confirming that linseed oil penetration was effective for structural timber preservation, and recommended it for use in federal building and infrastructure projects. This was not a fringe recommendation. This was the United States government's own agricultural research division telling federal contractors to use a $2 pressed oil instead of synthetic coatings. This recommendation existed in official USDA bulletins for decades before it was quietly replaced by guidance favoring commercial film-forming products. The U.S. Navy did not wait for the USDA. Boiled linseed oil was listed as a standard issue preservation compound in U.S. Navy shipbuilding and maintenance manuals through the 1940s, used on wooden vessel structural components, weapon stock maintenance, and field equipment preservation. Sailors were issued BLO as a matter of operational readiness. The military understood that equipment preserved with penetrating oil lasted longer under the most punishing environmental conditions on Earth. They used it because it worked, not because it was cheap, because it worked. The University of Maine's Forest Bioproducts Research Institute published peer-reviewed research confirming that penetrating natural oils, including linseed and tung oil derivatives, outperform synthetic film formers in long-term moisture resistance under repeated freeze-thaw cycling. Freeze-thaw cycling is the single most destructive force acting on outdoor timber in North American climates. It is the primary mechanism behind deckboard cracking, post-rot, and structural timber failure. And the $2 penetrating oil outperformed the $60 commercial sealer under precisely those conditions. If you have made it this far, you already know more about wood preservation than 99% of people on Earth. Subscribe and share this with someone who needs to remember what the industry made us all forget. The global wood coatings market was valued at $9.3 billion in 2023. It is projected to exceed $13 billion by 2030. That growth is not being driven by new wood. It is being driven by reapplication, by the engineered failure cycle built into every major commercial product on the shelf. Walk into any hardware store in America, and you will find the same 4 names dominating the deck and wood treatment aisle: Cabot, Ready Seal, Thompson's Water Seal, and Defy. Read the label on any of them. Every single one recommends reapplication every 1 to 3 years. They do not present this as a limitation. They present it as a maintenance schedule, as responsible ownership. What they do not tell you is that the reapplication cycle is not a feature of the weather. It is a feature of the product design. Film-forming coatings bond to the wood surface, not the interior. The wood beneath expands and contracts with every freeze-thaw cycle, every rain event, every summer heat wave. The film on top cannot move with it. It cracks, it peels, it delaminates at the edges. Water enters underneath. The rot accelerates beneath the coating while the surface still appears sealed. By the time the failure is visible, the damage underneath is already significant. You strip it. You buy another $60 gallon. The cycle restarts. You cannot patent linseed oil. You cannot trademark the flaxseed plant. You cannot create a subscription model around a $4 product that works for 20 years. So the industry did not ban raw penetrating oils. That would have been too obvious. Instead, commercial applicator guidelines reclassified BLO as a slow-dry, non-film-forming penetrant, language designed to sound like a weakness. It is not a weakness. It is a precise description of exactly why it works. They discourage it because the result is too permanent, and permanent does not generate a $13 billion market. BLO is not perfect for every scenario. It does not provide UV color protection alone. It is not effective against pooling water without proper drainage. For those conditions, combine it with pine tar or a natural beeswax topcoat. But here is what BLO does better than almost anything on the market. Penetrates at the cellular level, not the surface. Prevents rot formation, not just slowing it. Works on green, aged, weathered, and reclaimed wood. Zero toxic off-gassing after cure. Safe around food contact surfaces. Compatible with all wood species including pressure-treated. One application outlasts 5 to 8 full cycles of commercial deck sealer. Basic field version, under $8 total. Go to any hardware store or farm supply and buy 1 quart of raw boiled linseed oil and 1 small bottle of mineral spirits. Both will cost you less than $8 total. That is enough to treat a full 10 aus 12 FT deck section. Step 1. Clean the wood surface completely. Remove all dirt, mold, and loose fiber. Let it dry fully, minimum 24 hours after any rain contact. Step 2. Mix your first coat at a 90-10 ratio, 90% BLO to 10% mineral spirits. The mineral spirits thin the first coat just enough to allow maximum penetration depth into dry wood cells. Step 3. Apply with a lint-free rag working in the direction of the grain. Do not brush it on like paint. Wipe it in. Let the rag push the oil into the surface. Step 4. Allow 24 to 48 hours full cure before applying a second full-strength coat of straight BLO with no thinner. Step 5. Wipe off any surface excess after 30 minutes. Do not allow BLO to pool on the surface. The goal is penetration, not surface buildup. Result: a cellular level seal that is now part of the wood fiber itself. No film, no crack line, no delamination point. Advanced permanent homestead setup. For a permanent camp, cabin, or outbuilding treatment, add pine tar at a 20% ratio to your BLO mixture. This combination adds enhanced waterproofing, antifungal properties, and insect resistance to the base penetration. Apply to structural posts, cabin logs, fence rails, and tool handles. Total cost for treating a full outbuilding: $15 to $35. A comparable commercial log home sealant runs $180 to $400, with mandatory reapplication required every 2 to 3 years. A homesteader in rural Tennessee tested the BLO pine tar blend directly against a $220 commercial log home sealer and submitted both treated wood samples to an independent wood preservation lab after 18 months of outdoor exposure. The BLO blend showed 81% moisture resistance. The commercial sealer showed 67% after visible cracking and partial surface delamination, a 14-point performance difference for a price difference of over 900%. Think about the full scope of what we covered. 793 AD, Norse shipwrights sealed longship timber with pine tar and crossed the North Atlantic. 1649, Japanese temple carpenters used oil penetrants to preserve cedar structures for 400 years. 1743, Appalachian barn builders applied boiled linseed oil once and built structures still standing today. 1917, the USDA formally documented it and recommended it for federal preservation projects. 1939, industrial chemistry confirmed the polymerization mechanism. 1940s, the U.S. Navy issued it as standard preservation compound, post-WWII. The petrochemical industry replaced it with film-forming coatings designed to fail. Today, it costs $2. It still works. Almost nobody knows. The science is settled. The history is undeniable. The evidence is overwhelming. This knowledge did not die. It was waiting. In USDA technical bulletins, in Navy shipbuilding manuals, in chemistry textbooks gathering dust on university shelves. The Norse knew. The frontier builders knew. The U.S. military knew. The $9 billion wood treatment industry definitely knows. And now, so do you. If this video made a difference, subscribe and share it with everyone who deserves to know. Every share preserves what the industry spent decades trying to erase. Every view is one more person they cannot keep in the dark. The next vault opens very soon, and what is locked inside is even heavier than what we opened today. Stay subscribed. You do not want to miss what comes next.